It was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up on vibrations and energy, and it just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here.
Might have to drop a dime on them niggas.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stop it.
I don't like that shit.
For sure, bro.
I don't like that shit.
All right, y'all, we back with another video, man. Y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, and a better understanding of self. So check this out. We got to send a PSA to all of the scam Africans, right? We got people being kicked out of Africa, Ghana, a couple other countries that are Black American. And they moved here, and they're saying that the reason they're leaving and they getting kicked out, or it's some getting kicked out and some just leaving, and some left, and they're giving their stories, and they're saying how they was acting like scam Africans over there. They was acting just like the Pan-African Act over here. Everything is about money. They're trying to get out of you. I'm gonna let them play, man, but make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and push me on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that. Everybody who's been supporting the channel, man, I love and appreciate y'all. Everybody who in the Discord, love and appreciate y'all. We got some big things coming up, so y'all keep looking out for us. Make sure you get the notification so you get that bing every time we drop a video. But without further ado, y'all, let's hear our sister speak on the African experience. Check it out. Let's get it.
Here too. The thing about Ghana is stop crying victim. Stop crying victim, because y'all cheat us out of a lot of stuff. Y'all invited us to come home, which by the thousands we did. We came running to Ghana. People sold their homes, moved out of their apartments, sold everything. Some people packed up containers and moved over here just to get over here and realize this is not our home. Y'all call us foreigners. Ghanaians call us that. We didn't make that word up. We didn't start calling ourselves that. We don't know that that's what y'all call the white people and the Chinese, because we're not.
See, just like 19 Keys, Dr. Umar Johnson, a lot of these James Small, they got businesses over there. So they're trying to keep Black people going to Africa because they got business dealings there. But other than that, we don't never hear a lot of experiences, and this is probably the last couple of years. There have been a lot of Black Americans who have a lot of bad experiences going to Ghana and in these countries. Now, I'm not saying it's all of them, but it was a lot on the internet. And then we see I Show Speed traveling all over Africa and showing how great it is. It seemed like it's an agenda to, you know, they do have a place in Africa where they're trying to send Black people from America, and they're trying to start a new, kind of like a new area. I'm going to get into that, but if y'all know about that, man, put that in the comment section. But let me let her go.
But we know that that's what y'all call us. I ain't never heard the word before, Toby, till I came to Ghana. Okay. Y'all invite us home. Let's talk about what y'all do to us. Starting from the fucking before we get to the airport, we got to have a visa that we pay for to even enter our home. We pay all this money for passports and visas to get here. We get to the airport, and as soon as you see a fucking blue passport, everybody's coming for us. Can you give me something small at the COVID place? You get to immigration. Can you give me something small? You get to baggage. Can you give me something small? A person grabbed a damn cart and put my bag on it and got mad because I gave him $5 because I only had hundreds, because you come over here with hundreds to get the best, cash in rate. How about he looked at that and said, I don't want that. I said, what you mean you don't want it? I said, I want to know, what did you expect me to give you? He said, $10. I said, so you want me to give you over 100 CDs for picking up a bag, putting it in a cart? He don't know this is like my 5th time coming through the airport. I have never seen nowhere in any country or state where people have openly, it says $60 for foreigners, $30 for locals, okay? You go to Cocoon Park, and I don't remember the price. Let's say 200 for foreigners, because that's what y'all call us, 40 for locals.
So y'all see how the locals and the foreigners got two different prices when we go somewhere else. But we got to pay the same taxes as immigrants here. We got to have the same, be equal to them here. And actually, they get more benefits than actually the Black Americans. So, yeah, some things got to change. Some taxes got to be in place. And we got to be, taking accountability of the land. So can nobody just the same how they doing it in their countries? That's how we got to play.
You go to the castle, it's 60 for foreigners, 10 for locals. I ain't never seen that nowhere. I ain't never went nowhere in the U.S., Mexico, and Canada where it said you pay, if you a local, if you're from here, you pay $3 for a Coca-Cola, but if you're a foreigner, you pay $8 for a Coca-Cola. I ain't never seen that nowhere except Ghana. Nobody in the airport has ever asked me for no money for nothing. I have only seen that in Ghana. Now let's talk about the fact that y'all welcomed us home and how this process looks to me. According to y'all, the ones of us that were stolen, so let's talk about the process of coming home. We got stolen from our mother, our birth mother and father. 20 years later, we're probably 26 years old now. Our mother finds us and she said, baby, y'all come home. I miss you. Come back home. Get out them streets where they don't love you at and come home. So we drive, take a taxi, however we get to our mother's address, we get there. But before she let us come to the door, she says, oh, welcome home. But before you come in, can you pay me $300 to enter the door? That's the visa to come home. So, okay, we happy to be home. So we paid $300 to our mother to step foot in her house because we're excited to be home to the motherland. Okay,
pimping ain't easy, man.
We get in there and now it's dinner time. And she has plates on the table for the kids that grew up in the house. And she has a plate on the table for me and my sister who was stolen years ago. And she says, oh, my daughters, because you didn't grow up here, my children get to eat free that grew up here. But because you were stolen and you're just coming back, I have to charge you $20 for a plate. So me and my sister, we're so happy to be home. We're confused. We pay her $20 for a plate. Okay. That's the cocoon shit. That's y'all giving us different prices for shit. Okay. Now we're at our mother's house and we're enjoying being there. We see something's a little weird, but we enjoy being back home with our mother. We decide we want to stay. And she goes, oh, you want to stay a little longer? You're going to have to pay me $1,000 every year to stay here. That's the residency. Now we're paying her for residency, even though she invited us home after we were stolen from her. Okay. Now we pay the residency and then we decide, you know what? We want to get on the birth certificate. We kind of like it here. It's a little weird, but we comfortable enough to stay here. And she tells us, oh, in order for you to stay here, I have to put my name on your birth certificate. That's going to be $3,000 each, please. And then I will put your name on the birth certificate and you will become a family member. That's the citizenship. That's the citizenship. So how are we home if we got to pay y'all? Why aren't the visas free? If this is home, why don't you make this visa free for us? If this is home, why do we have to pay to be a resident? If this is home, why isn't our citizenship automatically given to us?
Reason I left Tanzania. Okay, so the number one reason why I left Tanzania is because I was getting scammed numerous times. Was I scammed? I left Tanzania and I've been back in the US for almost 2 months. And for me, it was the best decision that I could have ever made for my future and for my son's future. I was on Facebook and I saw that someone posted a picture of them holding up 500 T-shillings. It seemed like they were trying to say that's how much you would have to pay. You would only have to pay 500 T-shillings to fill up your car, which is, I think they said less than 50 cents. The situation for me this time was a visa issue. And I'll go into that in another video. I just feel like it's so much to tell and I need to give the details of that. However, that situation was rectified for me, but at the last minute after I decided that I was leaving to go home. And there is, someone there in Tanzania that I believe would be great for diasporans to, to help them make sure that they get their visas and all the paperwork that they need, and to just, not get scammed, and someone that's trustworthy. As far as I am concerned, I did what was right for me and what was best for me. It didn't matter what anyone had to say to me.
The first thing that I didn't like is the immigration process. When I went to Tanzania, I already imprinted it in my brain that you're allowed to, from the research that I've done, that you're allowed to have 3 months there and then get extensions, which is a 30-day extension. It's supposed to be 2 30-day extensions for free. But once I got to the immigration, they had us wait there for 5 hours after telling us they could give us that time period. And we only got 2 weeks. After waiting 5 hours, we got a 2-week extension. So I had to maneuver myself from there. And it was just not pretty for me. I left the immigration office like literally in tears, because I was just like, it's just this, I pick up vibrations and energy, and it's just like the immigration people just felt like they don't want me here.
They want you to have some kind of weird connection to Africa, which no other country has that with people with melanin skin. So it's seeming like a play, a scam to get people. Oh, I ain't gonna say it's not all a scam, but they look at us like, let's scam these people. Okay, they don't look at them like, what I'm saying, the white people. They really looking for them to be in the village. There's no reason for us to think that we're gonna have our narrative that we want from these people.
They had of me, I don't think they want us as expats there, and that's just the honest truth, you guys. Like, they were laughing at me while I was crying. Like, it was just not funny. Maybe it was just the immigration officers that I dealt with, but it was just like, oh, okay, yeah. So that was like one of the first negative experiences for me there. But yeah, I thought I could, stay there a little bit longer just to feel it out. Now, let me tell you guys, I never, ever had I had no expectations with coming to Africa. Like I told you guys, I had plans to move to Ghana. They changed their rules. I don't like how their president moves. So I decided to come over to go to Tanzania. The immigration, like, to have to leave every 3 months. I know this before going to Tanzania because it's everywhere. It's listed everywhere. But what I didn't take it to was the expense that it would be to travel from country to country. I thought maybe it would be a little bit cheaper, but clearly it wasn't. I just never fit in. And I've been me all my life. This is me. And I'm always changing and growing. But who I am at the core, I can't change. So if I can't vibe with the culture and I feel judged by the culture half the time, it's just not going to work long term for me. So that's one of the bigger reasons why I left too. Most of the expats were couples or males. So I met a guy, he was there from Europe. He had a business in Europe, but he lived in Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. I was like, oh, hey, what's up? Come to find out, like, he was like bragging about how, he can get certain favors from a girl in the community for little to nothing. And I don't mean sexual favors, but he was just bragging. And that's what he kind of like hinted at, but I didn't want to assume. But, like, I think guys sometimes come to exploit the white and black guys come there to exploit the community if, they know like they can get.
Yeah, don't put that on black, man. Americans don't, we got that over here with anything that you need. So I think that's more of a Caucasian. This is just my opinion. It's more of a Caucasian thing than it is a black thing. Look how they're treating her. Look how they're treating y'all. It's a lot of black people that from America that they don't have the same treatment that Caucasian men have. So I ain't going with that, with her saying it's black and white. Like, from their experience on what we're saying, what they're saying, it don't make sense that black people don't have the same luxuries as white people when you go to Africa. Just from what I'm hearing and viewing from people. Let me let them
a lot for little to nothing, from whether it's company, sex, whatever, like they know this. So they go there to sometimes exploit. So being that and then I met some cool expats that were males too. That right there was like a big, I don't fit, but I want to connect with like-minded people, and I also want to connect with the African culture and the African people. But because there was that language barrier, I couldn't connect with any of the Tanzanian people, and I'm sure that stopped me from meeting a bunch of good people. But I couldn't connect. So this was like a thing for me that I was just like, dang. Like it sucks. This is a bummer. It took a lot of effort coming to Africa, but I was just like, I just don't see myself happy here. I'm not happy. So I didn't know, like in my mind, I'm like, once I didn't feel welcome, I'm like, when can I escape? Because if you don't feel connected with the people, it's just like, what in the world am I doing here? Like, I'm.
What in the world is she doing here? Now, this is not from a small amount of people. This is a lot of people that went to, and I was saying this on my video for a year. I was seeing a lot of people, because it was a lot of people getting on YouTube, going over there to Africa and running it up, because they, was traveling and they could get on their YouTube and make that money, but it dried up. And we seeing the real, like what happens when things get real. How is it? And that's what we able to see, and people are saying this, and it's a bad look for anybody that got businesses in Africa, like your James Smalls, your 19 Keys, these guys, because this is bad publicity for people going to the country. But I want to know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
A community must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax spaces for your own people. You should at least control 4 basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive and compete.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.